Mm-hmm.
Hey, good people.
Hey, 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 hey.
Happy Thursday, because not Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah,
tuning in.
right.
Yes.
We didn't go live on Tuesday because we know all of you guys were watching the debate. So
Yeah,
tonight,
absolutely.
We got a pretty good topic tonight.
we
We
do.
do.
We do.
I'm gonna be a gentleman and let ladies go first.
Why you want to save all your comments, all your breath?
Right.
I think you're gonna be
He's
surprised.
like, me.
I think
Practicing with his vocal cords.
I think that you all are gonna be surprised at what I have to say.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, we're talking about tonight, are men the prize? I ran across a reel on social media, and it was a young woman. When I say young, I mean she's like maybe in her 30s or so, maybe late 20s, and she was just saying that she believes that men are the prize. And on this panel of maybe 6 or 7 people, everybody was fighting her tooth and nail. And she's, was known as a pick Misha, but she believes that men are the prize. So, we want to talk about it.
So let me just say, Kimmy sent me that reel. It was a couple of weeks ago when she sent it to me, and I hadn't even listened to it, tapped it, looked at it, and I just sent her a text back. I'm triggered.
Yeah, because you saw the
Right,
caption.
the
Right.
caption. Are men the prize? That just was really triggering for me. And I'll give you like a brief example of why. I was on vacation, my boyfriend and we were at a restaurant in the resort. And a guy sitting maybe 2 tables down decided, he was like, hey, I don't mean to interrupt. He was like, but I just have to say, you look really good. How old are you? So, I'm I'm fixing my lips to be like, I'm 54. He was like, no, him. I was like, he was like, no, you look really good. How old are you? So then, I'm like, wow, he wasn't even talking to me. And fast forward, we saw the guy, and the guy says, as we're walking by, hey, you're the prize. You're the prize. But he was talking to my guy. He actually said that out his own mouth, that you're the prize, you're the prize. And I just have never been in a situation where a man would just like be so rude, I think, to even be that dismissive to somebody else's person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Or even that conversational about, that topic.
I think that was weird too. That's what I told her when she told me that. I was like, that's weird for a man to walk up to another man, and just the guys were. I mean,
this guy was at the resort telling everybody, "Oh, I'm a millionaire." He just was talking to everybody. I don't know if he was just talking
well,
just
him
to be
saying
talking.
that to Ozzy was weird.
Was he like a motivational speaker and he was trying to get you all to come back to his...
I don't know what his MO was. All I can tell you is that I was like, this dude is super rude. Long story short, he checked him the next day, about what he said because it was offensive. But, it's like, for me, when the guy came to apologize to me about it, it's like, once you throw shit on me, you know what I mean, and then try and sprinkle powdered sugar on it, it's still going to smell like shit.
I'll never forgive you.
Yeah, I'll never forgive you. That dude.
And I haven't
In
forgot
essence,
either.
that's what she was saying.
And I haven't forgot either.
No, not forgive my guy, but forgive the guy.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Right.
To apologize. But yeah, it was just rude. I thought it was odd and peculiar, and I had never heard of a man say like,
It's weird.
even
for sure.
I've never even honestly, call me naive, but I never even at that point in time in my life thought a man would think that he was the prize. Like, I didn't know men looked at themselves like that. And so when I saw the title of that reel, I was like, wow, this is like a real thing.
Well, I think it's been an kind of like an ongoing debate, lightweight with men and women in the dating world, like who's the prize? Because so many women are walking around saying, I'm the prize, and hyping each other up. So men who hear that intrinsically think that they're the prize. And I kind of understand that. I mean, because you feel like, well, I'm not chopped liver, so you feel like, well, if you keep hearing somebody else say that they're the prize, it's almost kind of offensive. You're like, what the hell? Like, so you have to really think, like, what does that mean, that you're the prize? That what are you really saying, that
You should be happy to have me.
Yeah,
if
because the
I'm
person
giving
who
you
is
my
the prize,
attention. Yeah.
it means I have to earn you, I have to win you. Like, why are you worth earning and winning? And the person who feels they're the prize thinks they usually have, or feel that they have so many options, that they kind of hold out, because they feel like, well, maybe there's something better for me because I'm worth winning
And
or working for.
that kind of lends to the girl on the reel. She was just like, she was trying to, in her defense, she was trying to be more realistic in her thinking, is what she said. And she said, you have to wait on the man to ask you for a date. You have to wait on the man to ask you if he's going to, if he wants you to be his girlfriend. You have to wait on the man to propose, and she's like, if you have to wait on the man to do all these things to propel a relationship, or even to be in a relationship, then perhaps they are the prize. She was like, so maybe this is true. Maybe. And the people who were, of course, adamantly against her, they were like, date more than one person. And she was like, yeah, you could date multiple people, but the person you want is still the person who you have to wait on. And so there could be a way to look at that and be like, okay, so there's truth to that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily look at it as they're the prize, though. I feel like as Gary likes to say, the numbers game is just more women
I've said that before.
Oh, just, one or two times.
Or 70.
Right. 1,000.
It was only 69. You are such an exaggerator.
But the ratio is so unbalanced that it's going to feel like that, because if it's 10 of us and one of him, and we all want the same thing out of life, but it's only one of him, unless we're in some, poly lifestyle, it's not enough to go around. So then you have desperation. Then you have people that are willing to accept anything. Yes, I'll court you. I'll ask you. I'm happy that you're giving me, attention. And like what you just said, he may feel like, you're nice, but she may be nicer. Let me go check her out before I commit. Check her out. And so now he's playing the field, or, not the middle, while we're just sitting back here waiting.
To be chosen.
To be chosen.
What do you think?
I want to go back to something that you were saying earlier. You were talking about this guy who approached your guy and was telling him that he was the prize. The only time that I've ever heard somebody being reminded is when it's a mother telling a son that you're the prize, as though maybe the son was, putting this woman on a pedestal more so than the mother felt that she deserved.
No, in that situation, I understand.
I have been raised to think that women are the prize.
Mm-hmm.
And I do, in my personal life, a good woman completes me. A good woman is the yin to my yang. She makes the rough edges smooth. So I am of the mindset that the woman is the prize and should be treated like that. But I mean, I understand what this girl is saying, that, hey, that's just a name, and the way that I'm playing the game is that, the man is the prize because marriage is the goal. So I kind of understand it from all sides. But in my world and in my life, I do feel that women are the prize. And if you get you a good one, lock her down. Do what you got to do. Make that happen. But it's, I understand where other people are coming from, even though I don't necessarily agree with it.
I understand it too.
I understand your mindset as well. I mean, you could look at it, half is glass full, half is glass. The glass is half full, the glass is half empty. It's still the same amount of liquid in the glass. It's just the perception that women are going to have when they feel like they're just sitting back in the cut waiting. And it's the the perception, or I'm gonna even take it a little bit further, the arrogance or maybe the cockiness that a man may feel if he's the one who's always like, I'm gonna pick you up today. I'm gonna put you back on the shelf. I'm gonna play with you today. It's like, it's just,
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's the case, then that needs to be a conversation. I mean, you should definitely hold out for what you want. And if somebody is indicating to you that they're not moving in that direction, or you're just hoping and praying about it, God wants you to pray about it, but God also wants you to play like it's up to you. So you have to articulate those things that you want. And I know me personally, I'm using all of my psychic powers for the lottery. So I'm not going to assume that anybody knows anything. What I want, I'm going to ask for. And I'm going to continue to ask for it until such time as you indicate to me or make me believe that you're not able to give it to me or can't. And then I'm going to make a decision about, am I willing to sacrifice that? But that's communication.
it's also a time thing. We always talk about timing is everything. But time is your saving grace. And then time can also be the poison on the tip of the sword. It's for you, and it could work against you. So that person who you may really, really want, it just may not be the right time for whatever reason.
I mean, we've had this conversation many times. I think that some men move into what is called a marriage season, where they are, open to the possibilities. Mm-hmm. It's on sale or whatever you want to call it. I believe that part of it, but I also think that, far too often we don't communicate and articulate what we want or stand on it.
I agree.
We allow things to happen because we're getting a lot of what we want. I go to the car wash and they clean the outside of the car. I need tire shine. I need it vacuumed out. Spray some stuff in here. Do some other. I need more than that. And sometimes I can go to the car wash and I don't get tire shine. It's okay. I could live like that. But I'm not willing to accept that all the time. And I'm going to articulate that. I'm going to be like, man, I'm going to either buy some tire shine or I'm going to have them do it at the place or whatever. I need what I need. And that's constant. That's not going to change. I can put it off. I can stall it. But I'm going to communicate what I want. And I expect somebody that's with me to communicate what it is that they want.
So that, I want to ask you a question, though. I want to get your opinion on this. Not that you can't say anything about it, but
and then I'm going to talk after you.
Right.
Go ahead.
Because we have our desires and we have our values, our core system. Do you think that a man is more apt to choose someone who he feels is low maintenance, and then the one who is the woman, she still wants the same thing as the other woman, but the one who has requirements, who has a standard that she set for herself and the way that she's going to allow for herself to be handled, is the one who's going to sit back and not be chosen because he's the prize?
I think sometimes men go for the low-hanging fruit. So the woman who has boundaries and who has standards or requirements, as you say, I think can be perceived as, oh, you're too much. You're too much. So then they go, and so, and this is not some verbiage that I made, but I do feel like if I'm too much, then you should find less. And I've witnessed people find less.
Well, that's probably easy to do. There's a lot of less out there.
And so I do feel, so I answered your question, but I do want to say that I feel like it's an outsider sometimes looking in, and I'm looking at the dating scene. What I see is women who feel like, well, I've got this going on. I live here. I drive this. This is where I work. I look good. I'm a bad bitch. Yeah, I need to lose a few pounds, but I'm good. I'm the prize. And then I see men who feel like, well, I got this. I drive this. I go live here. This is where I work. I'm the motherfucking prize. So I can have all these women. And so what I see is people building up walls and to protect themselves. And they each feel like, I'm worthy of you courting and wanting me. And they're right. They're right. They're both, but we need each other. we need men to procreate and they need us to procreate. Now, we're not in the age, most of us are not in the age range where we want to procreate anymore. And I say most because certainly some men are still out here shooting off and making kids. But we need each other. You know, that whole 2x2 Noah's Ark, that's a thing. Nobody wants to die alone. Companionship is a thing. However, there is something to, I do think men are the prize. We do have to wait for them to do things for us. I do think women are the prize. I think we are both worthy of being considered a prize. We are both worthy of love and respect and being cherished. So I think it is not a bad thing to consider yourself a prize. It is a bad thing to treat unworthy of being considered or being loved because you put yourself so far up here that you've inevitably have pushed them down. That's a bad thing. I think you can put yourself up here, but we can be up here together. We're both good. We're both the bomb. That's how I think we should roll.
I think that's a great, very mature and respectful way to look at the way life should be. But I do feel that society and the state of the woman willing to accept, willing to bypass if a man is married, if a man is, has a family, if he willing to just say, I don't care where you are in your life, I want you, I'm going after you, you can have me, you don't have to work for this is what I'll do for you. Yeah. Like almost buying the man. Almost, I feel like that condition that some women, a lot of women are in has deconstructed the wholeness of what you've grown up thinking that this is the way I treat a woman. A woman is a prize. This is how I respect a woman. A woman is precious. I don't think that men all the time look at women as something that is, and I'm going to use a word that probably a lot of women will be like, well, she's not fragile. But I don't mean fragile like that. But I mean something to take care as if it was, something very expensive, something very valuable, heirloom, something that you want to pass down. They don't look at us as something like that all the time. And that beautiful relationship that you described that I think everybody would want doesn't necessarily exist in today's world.
I'm always a little off-put when a person makes a proclamation that they are the prize. Because, I
am too.
It is, I'm sure if I ever met Bill Gates, the first thing he's not going to say is that
I'm the prize.
No, I have a 50-bedroom home.
Right.
He's going to be like, you can swing by the crib,
right.
But he's not going to be like, he's not going to lead with that. That's going to be something that...
Great people don't have to tell you how great they are because you just know.
Exactly. Right. So that's always that always gives me pause when a person makes that sort of proclamation.
Yeah.
And I'm inclined, based on my experiences, to not believe them or to not believe that they believe.
Because when people keep telling you how wonderful they are, they're really not.
So
right.
So that when I hear somebody say that, and even because it's not just always words. It's just an energy.
Yeah.
It can be an energy. And when I feel that energy, it could be in anything. It could be in business, it could be in life, it could be in a relationship. When I feel that energy, I'm like, hold it, let me take that back and kind of re-examine this. Let me make sure that, I might be in the presence of greatness. This is the prize. Let me see. Let me make sure. But, it's, again, I was raised to believe that women are the prize. And I really, in my heart, do believe that. Now, have I lived that my entire life? No. But the place that I find myself at now, today, I think that I believe that. I believe that women are the prize.
I think there are repercussions of dating a woman who believes that you're the prize and she's not. I feel like there's a lot of underlying
self-esteem issues
and insecurities that you'll have to deal with because of that. would you want to date someone who just feels like, oh, I'm just so happy to have you? I mean, it might be some benefits behind that, but at the same time, is
Over
that
the
the
long
one who you
term,
want to
yeah.
spend the rest of your life with, who can't meet you where you're at, mentally, emotionally?
Let me say this. I mean, I've been broken at different points in my life. I've dated some broken people. And what I have learned is that no relationship is ever 50-50. I'm going to like you equally as much as you like me. There's acceptable ratios. Would that be off-putting to the point where it would be a deal breaker? It would have to probably be that in conjunction with something else. But if you liked me, slightly more, 55, 45, 49, 51, I'm with that. I'm rolling with that. But if it's 70-30, then no, that's not tolerable. And if I'm broken in ways. So if somebody is broken in a way that I'm prepared to deal with, if it's slightly or a little bit. Now if she totally has no ego, I'm not a therapist. It's nothing that I can really do.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's if somebody has to build on something, I always try to look at how perfect am I, and I know that I'm not. So if a person has some minor things, I'll work with you. I'll help you build. I'll help you try to get to where we're going. If you're receptive, if you are both broken and not receptive, then that's a deal breaker. But for that person to like me slightly more or to think that I was surprised, I'm capable of handling that. I'll be okay with that. That's not a deal breaker. It would have to be an amount that was more than what I'm willing to deal with, coupled with something else.
Yeah. You took it like the way you were raised, and how your mother raised you, how your
My
parents
father
raised
too.
you. Yeah, your parents raised you, and what they instilled in you about how you should view women and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for me, like, my mother raised 3 dynamic women, right?
Put amazing in there too.
Amazing too.
Thank you.
But I don't. What makes us amazing has nothing to do with what we do, how much we make, popularity. None of that. That's not what makes us dynamic. And so when I'm looking for a person, I'm looking for them to match my energy and the things that make me dynamic. I want that in them, because we can't be complete opposites and travel the road together. We can't. It's just not going to work. I want someone who is going to love me like I love them. That same kind of love language. I don't want yours to be so different and far, to the left that I can't understand it. We need to speak the same language. And I don't want to feel the unbalance. That's not going to make me happy. I want to feel like every day I know that love is there. I want to know that I could depend on that love. And I want you to feel, if you were, I want my person to know that I got you and you got me. We good. That is like so important. But when somebody is feeling underappreciated because they are the lowly pauper in the relationship and you're the king, that to me doesn't bode well for longevity.
Mm-mm. And really, in my opinion, and this is just me because I'm not a man, only a man with low self-esteem would want that type of relationship, because he would need to be fed constantly. His ego would need to be fed. A man who had a healthy sense of self would want a woman who had a healthy sense of self. He wouldn't feel like, oh, you're too much. He would want a woman who had a healthy sense of self, because he doesn't want to keep pouring into somebody who's weak, and he
with a hole at the bottom of their pocket. Right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to characterize anybody. I mean, it's somebody for everybody. It's, to the man in this case, in your example, if that's what he likes and that's what he does, I mean, what they call him, Captain Save, So, I mean, it's simp, it's all sorts of terms out here.
But she didn't have to be.
But I'm saying
the hoe. You know what I mean? She could just be.
But a simp though, a guy that's just like, hey, whatever you need, honey, I'll do it. Oh yeah.
Okay.
She said it was my baby. I believe her. You know, so all of those things, it's somebody for everybody. I can talk about me. I can talk about what I like. I can talk about what I'm willing to accept. And I mean, but you know, it's people out here, and people have different levels of needs, and there are people that are able to provide at those needs. Those are not things I could do, you know. But I'm also not going to characterize that person. Hey, if you like it, I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
I just look at, like you said, one of you said the end goal was marriage. I don't know which one
That
of you
would-
said
that would be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said that I can't foresee a relationship for me that doesn't, we aren't like this. And I understand you said there are some times that it's like this, and that's fine, because life is gonna life, and one can carry the other and the other can carry, but it can't be like this.
Well, it can be like that. It can't be like that for long. I mean, what happened? There are times when you go through life where, like, you know, hey, you could.
This means I don't feel the love.
It can't be like that for you.
That's what I said, me.
Okay.
But let's say that, you know, man, I decide that I want to go get my doctorate, and I have to really grind for a period of time that I have communicated.
But that doesn't mean I don't feel the love.
Yeah, that's not.
But
that's-
I'm not. It's way out of whack though. You're giving way more out into this than you're getting out of it. We can do that if it's an agreement.
Yeah.
Or if it's painfully obvious. You know, sometimes some things happen in your life where you really have to kind of disconnect, and it's not a fair relationship. It's not even anything that I would accept under any other circumstances. But there are times when I know that, you know, man, I'm gonna have to put you on my back or the relationship on my back, and I'm gonna have to do the heavy lifting. I know that there are times when, you know, my girl might have to do the heavy lifting, and I'm okay with that. But there has to be a clear beginning and a clear end, and it helps if we have communicated that.
So that doctor's degree, that is going to, if you all are together, that's going to help you both down the road.
It might be
Maybe it brings more
And that's
income.
just
And
natural
so-
in a relationship with the give and take. It's not always going to be 50-50. That's not the topic though.
I think we
But
all.
I wanted to-
I think we all agree on that.
Yeah. But my question for you is, if you get this, let's say it's her, she gets the degree.
doctorate.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to look at her like she's more of a prize because she has this behind her name now? Does that make her more desirable to keep, to have, to marry, to ask?
Yes, in this way.
It does?
In this way. It makes her more desirable because she went after something, she did it, I was with her, we got through it, we were able to do it. It's no reflection on my contribution to it, but simply she set a goal, she went out, she executed against that goal, and we got through it together.
What if it wasn't
like
that,
that.
though? I love the answer because that's something that was done in the relationship. But if it was just somebody that you just met and she said, oh, I'm, you know, Kimmy Williams, doctor, by the way, and PhD at the end, does that make you feel like, oh, she's more of a prize now?
Yeah, I mean, because she can give me some scripts. Man, she could write me for Ozempic.
I didn't say
She
MD,
said
I said PhD, right?
Hey, you a doctor. You know, you should be able to write prescriptions.
But you understand what I'm saying?
No, in all sincerity, yes, I understand. It doesn't make anyone desirable outside of the context of something that we have built together.
No, you just met her.
You matter or you don't. I mean, flat out. But it does. You having this credential behind your name. I mean, I'm gonna treat you the same way as I treat anybody else. It doesn't. It's impressive, but it doesn't change how I look at you or how I feel about you.
Would she be more desirable than the girl who looks just as beautiful as her, who doesn't have that behind her name?
She's just flat out desirable anyway. I mean, nothing changed. You know, now she a doctor. That's like a cherry on the top.
That wasn't my question.
I know. I just want to throw
Right.
it.
Okay. it was a nice way to not answer the question,
Kim
though.
was
But
like,
I mean,
why y'all put me in this?
Oh my gosh.
No, it doesn't. I mean,
because this goes back to what she said in the very beginning. Like, what is it that I'm not doing, or what is it that you would pick me, or pick her over me? Like, what is it? Is it because of the credentials? Is it because her bank account is this? Is it because this is what she does in her career?
I'm selfish. I mean, it's how you make me feel. And I mean, if you
That's
happen
not
to,
selfish.
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, it's if you a barista at Starbucks, if you make me feel the way I need to feel, then I'm with that.
Yeah.
You know, and it helps if you have those other things. I mean, it's wonderful. I can certainly,
Yeah.
introduce you. No, this is my woman, doctor.
Well, I mean, you feel like I feel, because those are the things that I'm looking for, that I feel like make people dynamic. That it doesn't have to do with. Don't get me wrong, a nice bank account. Nobody wants to struggle in life. That's a plus. But at the same time, that's not going to make you treat me good and make me feel loved just
Right.
because you
It's your
have
money.
Right, it's your money. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's exactly right. Don't I know? Money is not everything. It is. That's why I said it's not selfish for you to feel like it's about how you make
feel.
me feel.
Yeah.
So and we as women, it's been ingrained. We see it on social media. We hear it from other men. It is not all about why. Like when we hear about why men pick a woman over another woman who's maybe less attractive. It is about how that less attractive woman made them feel. Like you see a lot of really good looking guys with not so attractive women, and you see some beautiful women with not so attractive men. And I'm not talking about men who, millionaires who play in the NBA who have beautiful women. I mean just average people, and it's because that person made them feel really good.
They were looking for more than just the arm piece,
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
candy.
Pretty faces are a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
It is about how you make me feel. And you mentioned money. And, there have been times in my life where I've had more than enough. There have been times when I've had not enough. And the thing that I know to be fact is that money is just a tool. So if money is a hammer, if I need to put a nail in the floor, a hammer is the right tool to have. But if I need to put that nail in the floor and all I have is a shoe, I'm going to get it in there. I'm going to make that work. Money is a tool, and we get confused a lot of times about money. We attach value to it that it really doesn't have. And I know that's off topic, but I really wanted to say that because I see so many people talk about money, and it's not. It's about happiness.
Mm-hmm. I read a lot of posts, and people are talking about how much money they make all the time, which I'm always like, well,
What did you make the money, or did the money make you?
All right, Diamond.
I mean, it was a great movie, by the way, but it was very, very true. It was very pointed. I mean, it was necessary. But in the case of a woman, I'm looking at her like she's the prize. I really feel that in my heart.
I feel like what Kimmy suggested in the perfect world, I do feel that way in my heart. That we
you
should
do?
both look.
Oh, I thought you said you don't think it existed.
No, I didn't say that. I said I understand that. The condition that society has right now with women, the way they feel and their desperation, how they have like deconstructed the man's brain.
Yeah.
But do I feel that for me? No, I'm looking for that. I'm looking for you can meet me where I am. I can meet you. We can
Let's be great together.
look at each other. Yeah.
But I mean, ironically, we talked about different roles in our live in person. And I think the roles are so fluid now. Not that, I like them or don't like them, but things have really changed from necessarily what we were taught to believe, what we thought to be true, to where we are now. And I'll be very honest, I think that women make it too easy for men sometimes. So I could understand how a man could feel that way. Because, you got somebody blowing you up. You got a bunch of women blowing you up. And in your heart of hearts, you really don't have all that much going for you.
Do you feel like who you hang around really affects how you think? Birds of a feather flock together. You may not have gone into something feeling this way, but you keep hanging around these guys that feel like they're the prize. Do you think eventually that way of thinking will rub off on you?
My dad used to always say that, hey, if you got 9 broke friends, you're going to be the 10th.
Absolutely. I was about to say.
And I hate to take it back to money, but I mean, if you tend to hang out with people, or there should be people in your circle that inspire you, people that you can go to when you're in your time of need, and not financial. I mean, that helps, but somebody that you have that can give you sage advice. Somebody that can really be like, that's crazy, you probably gonna die. So I mean, you need those people in your circle, but I think that we do gravitate to those people that tell us what we want to hear, and don't even throw the social media piece into it, because now I can be whoever I
I was
want to
gonna
be.
say social
Right.
media is not real. It's
But
not real.
but I
That's- yeah.
but I mean, people tell me this all the time, like, oh man, you doing everything, and I always tell people without fail, I don't post the pictures of when I cry myself to sleep at night.
Right, yeah.
I'm not that one didn't make it to Facebook. That didn't hit on the gram.
Private album.
Right.
Yeah.
Although you do see some people like crying in the cameras, like.
But
oh my God,
even that
posting
is
themselves in the hospital.
can be
That's a thorn in
performed.
your side.
Even that
It really is.
even that is performative at times.
Yeah.
It's not a cry for help. It's it's so bad to be me. Treat me better. And I mean, there are people that use Facebook as their therapy, and that's wonderful, and I applaud them.
It's just
But-
dry begging for attention.
But sometimes it can really be performative,
Yeah.
and it's almost kind of like, and I mean, I'm not going to even go there, because I was about
No, say it.
it's almost like sickening when you see the post, and it's so bad. I don't know how anybody could treat you like that, my beautiful Nubian queen. You are the greatest woman that has ever graced the earth. And it's like, dude, if I find out where you live, I'm gonna come
That's a
and
thorn.
whoop
That's
you.
a thorn in his side. He
Yeah.
can't stand that.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, stop it.
Right.
Stop
Like,
it.
dude, you just lying.
I mean,
lying.
I don't even know if you lying, but it's just to even. And I mean, everybody has their own form of expression, and who am I,
That's
judge?
that's their way of trying to mac. Crazy.
On the internet,
Yes.
Yes, people do.
Oh my gosh.
They
Yes.
do.
to somebody that they cry because it was raining.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what they do.
Let me help
But-
you, damsel in distress. But yeah.
Let's go back to the subject.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
that,
all right.
that was me. I own that one. America, I messed that up. I took us off topic. Sorry.
We're back. We're back on topic now. I don't know. I just wanted to know if you felt like, basically, if you hang around somebody who feels like, oh yeah, I'm the prize, and yeah, all the guys I hang out with, we're the shit.
I mean, I certainly have
Will
those.
that happen?
I certainly have those
Will
friends,
it rub
but
off?
in my friend circle, at my core, I think, or at our core, I think that we're all pretty down to earth people, and pretty, we've obviously have lived life, long enough to get an AARP card, so we are a product of our
I
experiences.
need one of those cards, but go ahead.
You do. You're missing a lot of discounts.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you? I know a lot of women who walk around and say, they're the prize, and
Without naming names, do you believe them?
no, I mean they're successful in in their categories, in their respective categories, and what they do. They're successful, but are they the prize? I just don't believe it, because I think that you don't have to go around saying, I'm wonderful, I'm the prize, I'm the best, I'm so smart. You don't have to walk around saying that if you really are that.
Because your
I just-
aura will say
I
it
just
for
think
you.
insecurity screams.
Yeah.
Confidence is silent. You can just sit back and chill. People will know who and what you are by just watching you.
And your energy.
And your energy, how you treat others. They'll know.
Yeah.
You don't have to go around announcing it or writing it on the shirt. I'm so smart.
But a lot of people don't. A lot of men. I'm not gonna. A lot of men may feel like they're the prize, but they don't articulate it. But you can tell just by their energy. They don't have to say it.
And how they treat others.
And how they treat others.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you are grounded and
You know what? That goes for women too, because I know a couple. I don't know a lot. You may know a lot more women that feel like I'm the prize. I only know a couple that would say it out their mouths.
But if you're grounded enough, you know that you're a great catch. So
Yeah.
being a great catch, you should feel like there's a certain amount of stuff that comes with that.
Yeah.
That I'm you are again shrinking the pool because you are different than everybody or most other people. So there's a part of it where when you are successful in the ways that you're trying to be, and you really are living those things that you are outwardly projecting, then you should feel like, man, I have standards. I want something that is this.
Right.
Or I am going to wait for happiness because I am a good person. I am putting happiness out here.
Absolutely.
I'm not, going to take or just try make, I can't fix everybody or anybody for that matter. So that's a part of it. So that's my thought.
And for me, even when it comes to like business, I kind of handle business the same way I handle my personal relationships. I'm respectful, I am honest, and I expect those things back. So if you're successful in whatever your craft is, I feel like, I don't know if you can be like a wonderful, beautiful human being and on the business side, you're just a scoundrel and you're cheating people and stealing from them. I think you're just one and the same. You're the same person.
I think people can use just about anything to justify their bullshit and
Absolutely.
still be a relatively good person.
In their minds?
In their heads, in their minds.
In their minds.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
not
real
in-
life?
not in-
I'm sitting here like, what?
Right.
But yeah, but for me, I look at the person in the whole person. How you handle people, how you handle business is really how you're going to handle me.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I'm going to close this out by saying I do think that women are the prize as well. I do. Meaning that we are both worth winning over and respecting and cherishing. Looking at it because we need each other.
I think we're
each
worth
other.
investing in one another.
Yeah, we need each other.
Invest in me, I invest in you. You pour into me, I pour into you. And yeah.
Yes.
I'm certainly capable of giving more when I really believe in that person. And throughout my history, when I didn't believe in somebody, it manifested itself in some not so productive ways. But if I believe in somebody, I'm willing to treat them like they're the prize to the best of my ability.
I mean, at the end of the day, behind every great man, there's a great woman. But both of them are great.
So, whatever you guys think about this, are men the prize? Please drop it in the comments. Let us know.
Please do.
And we did have a wonderful in-person event. If you were not there, but you do want to make one, we are going to have our next one in January.
Yes.
We will announce the date. So we are letting everybody have a great holiday season.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving and all that good stuff.
And-
we will be
and whatever
going
holidays you
celebrate.
Celebrate. Yes.
But we will be having our live episodes here. So we'll be here
Weekly.
every week. Yes. Right.
Yes.
We just won't be doing our in-person until after the new year.
Correct.
But thank you so much for everybody who came out and attended. We had a great
We did.
time.
We
It
had
was
a
some
wonderful time.
great conversations. We didn't want it to end. So please make sure you make the next one.
I was particularly, I want to park it there for a sec. I was particularly impressed with, the way that people were able to articulate what they were thinking, to
was
really
great.
stand on
We had
it,
some
plant
good-
flags.
We had some good guests.
And it's
really
not
did.
about us agreeing, because I don't know that we agree with any person, all three of us anyway.
Right.
But people really said what was on their mind. It was, for some people, I would even go as far as to say it was therapeutic.
Yeah.
And I really, really enjoyed
agree with
it.
that.
And it was good to, just sit there and not have to say anything and listen to what the people were saying. I learned so much.
I just love all the different perspectives. Like, people give examples. You know what I mean? You like, well, let me think about that. Because
They quoted the Bible.
Right, they had
man,
everything going.
It was wonderful.
Right.
Let me tell you. So, if you're not familiar with our in-person events, it is very similar to this, except we have a live audience. We don't record. Everybody gives their opinion. It's private. It's adults only, and we have food and
Music.
and it is
A good
2
time.
hours of good conversation. Good conversation.
Thought-provoking.
And then- yes. And so I've had so many people tell me thank you and that they loved it. They're coming back with all their friends. So if you've not had a chance to attend, I implore you, come on out. You can
We got a thumbs up bubble.
you can sit and relax and listen and enjoy, or you can partake. So it's up to you. But at any rate, we'll keep you abreast of when the date is going to be in January. Thank you again. Have a great evening and good night.
I'm gonna give y'all the skinny too. I'm lazy, so I don't have to do nothing but be the moderator. Get a mic to her, get a mic to him, get a mic to them.
Oh my goodness!
So
if you believe
y'all
that,
y'all get to talk. It's
if you
about
believe
y'all.
that,
Y'all, we want to know what y'all got to say. Y'all give it to us. Thank you.
but please leave your comments on YouTube or leave it here on Facebook. I don't know if we can see it on IG, but we
That is
definitely
a
want to
great
keep this
shot of
conversation
us.
going.
That
Which
is a
one?
great shot right there.
Gary's admiring
Camera one.
how
Camera one.
attractive this couch is.
Good
Right,
night,
right, right.
good night,
Camera one is
everyone.
great.
Because we can go on
Hey,
and
camera
on.
one,
Have a
what
great
you doing
evening.
after this?
Can you turn it off?
Yes, ma'am. Camera one. I love you.
You love who?
Camera one.
Camera one, like, as if people know it.
Oh, I was like, who? I thought that was like a handle
No.
at the left. Yep, and then
This
end.
end.